boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
The truth will set you free, let you see the light.
It's the coddling of Mike Tyson. Terence Crawford is the only one who spoke the truth at the truth stands. When he tweeted that Mike Tyson was trash in there, he threw, 97 punches in 8 rounds. And Crawford came in for criticism. When Crawford actually trained with Mike Tyson, he knows Mike. You know, after Shakur Stevenson's last fight against Haratanian, he was saying one thing when the critics were going at him. And Terence Crawford, his friend and training partner, told him, no, you didn't use the jab a certain way, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And Shakur humbled himself, because, that's Terence Crawford speaking. But the hero worship for Mike Tyson led to an expectation that this 58-year-old could turn the clock back and defeat the more active fighter, half his age. And he couldn't. People gas up Mike Tyson to unbelievable proportions. And Mike's been having this for a long time in his life. Cus D'Amato used to sell Mike a lot of platitudes, and Mike believed it, and it was effective because he became the youngest heavyweight champion. He made riches that most of us will never be able to conceive. But at the same time, Team Tyson, Cus D'Amato, Jacobs covered up a lot of other stuff that maybe Mike should have had to face the consequences for. And he never grew as a man who had to face up to his consequences until he was a man, and then he had no choice but to do so, with horrible consequences in a lot of circumstances. People asking me on the channel, who's going to win out of Mike versus Jake? Well, who do you think's going to win? Yeah, Tyson could win, but it's more than likely going to be Jake. Early millennium, when Mike Tyson fought Lennox Lewis, there were these lengthy, extensive debates between the so-called experts about who would win. When Lennox, the undisputed champion, the lineal champion, was in his pomp and in his prime, and Mike was fighting to clear off debts and was taking all types of substances past his prime. But yet, HBO and Showtime both aired the fight on both networks. It was one of the hugest boxing events you will see, with people hyped up. Some who actually know the sport, but were so gassed up by this Mike Tyson event that was very anticlimactic in the ring, a one-sided flogging. Although Mike did restore some favor from some of the boxing world and the sporting world as he manfully took that beating and was knocked out in the 8th. The other extreme is that Mike never done anything in his career, that he wasn't a great fighter. And Mike was a great fighter. But it's just not the case no more. Jake Paul is a ruthless businessman. And what you saw in that card is how ruthless you have to be. Like, Jake doesn't care that the sporting world seems to hate him. He robbed the bank. That's the metaphor they use, so to speak. And so did Mike rob the bank. A lot of people are very unhappy with the spectacle, saying they paid to see that and Mike let them down. Or did your lack of boxing knowledge let you down? Do Netflix carry on with boxing? Yeah, if they can see a loophole or an angle, they'll carry on. But if they have to be on the grind, going to small hall cards to see where the talent is, and have to fight for minor belts until they can build up a stable of talent, no, they don't stay in for all that. That's a lot of hard work. Yeah, you got to be ruthless in there. Katie Taylor, despite her non-confrontational, outside the ring demeanor, is a ruthless hag, and I mean that as a compliment, inside that ring. She doesn't mess around. She doesn't mess around. People complaining about she headbutted Amanda, she headbutted this. When Katie gets in there, and especially with her skills eroding, as she's advancing in age at 38, she's not in there to play. Chantel Cameron thought she had Katie where she wanted her after the first fight, which she won. And when Katie came at her like that, it took her by surprise. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be disgruntled who were supporting Amanda Serrano. Good fight, though. Very good fight. And I respect Amanda Serrano's glove game. She's really good. She is really good. Third fight is not necessary. Amanda's proved herself in the 2 fights. If it's just the case that she needs to get a W, I can understand how she'll feel about that, but I don't think a third fight is necessary. In all truth, I couldn't separate them. I think they should have scored it a draw and left it there. Now, I saw extended highlights of ABEL Ramos versus Barrios. You know, I could talk about how low Barrios' left hand was when he got caught with the right hand when he was in control of the fight. But yeah, this ain't tech school, man. That was a good fight, man. That was a really good fight. Really good fight. Barrios is a good fighter. I heard a lot of people saying, oh, this proves this. No, we know Barrios is a flawed fighter, but he's exciting. Let's hope either him or Stanionis get the nuts to get in the ring with Boots Ennis. That's if Boots don't move up to 154. And if not, if Conor Ben can get a direct shot at Barrios, yeah. I heard talk that after he saw Barrios' display, he wants to go for it. I tell you what, Barrios will sharpen up for Conor. He will definitely sharpen up. I think he might have underestimated Ramos a little. In all truth, I think Conor should have to go through someone like Ramos first before he gets a title shot. That'd be a good gauge to let us know where he's at. It looked like there was 2 knockdowns that Barrios scored. Did they score the first one? Was that an official knockdown? The second one was legit. And he was looking good. Fight of the night, that and Katie versus Amanda. So it wasn't a bad card on Netflix. The main event let it down.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
So this is my pre-fight tweet. William Zepeda will look like a novice for the first 1 to 4 rounds, and after that, Tevin will fade and Zepeda will take over. Well, when that left hand puts Zepeda on the deck on the 4th, I'm not convinced about Zepeda's skills, but his punch output is insanity. He must be so fit to just constantly just throw shot after shot after shot. Not even trying to reset or catch his breath. Just shot after shot after shot. Just drowns you in volume. It was a split decision over 10.
And see, all the punches he's throwing, like a lot of them ain't landing, trying to overwhelm Devin with volume. I knew he'd be getting a bit of a boxing lesson in this fight. Oh, look at the shots he's taking. Look, Devin just using them pull counters on him and slapping him up. Just throws a lot of punches. He's just physical. There's nothing there that separates him from anybody, really. No jab at all. He's got 0 jab. 0 jab. Oh, down he goes. Down he goes. Down he goes. Too open. Too open.
It would be a bad show of faith if they don't go through with the Shakur Stevenson fight New Year, as they've swerved this fight already. But Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard had concerned looks on their faces that this ain't going to plan at all. This is supposed to be a tune-up for the Shakur Stevenson WBC 135-pound lightweight challenge, and Billiam nearly dropped the ball, didn't he? Good fight, though. Big up Base the Kid. He was talking about Tevin Farmer's ability to roll punches on the inside, and he is a good inside fighter. Showed out last night. He was very disappointed he didn't get the decision, and I understand his frustration. But Zepeda throws so much punches, it's hard to outpoint him. If Tevin could have got another 10-8, put him on the canvas again, and it wasn't for a want of trying. Like, Tevin isn't known as a puncher, but my man had to show a beard against Tevin because he was getting hit flush. They tried to build Zepeda as a power puncher, but Tevin took what he had to take and didn't have much issues. The only thing that gave Tevin issues was the pace and tempo that Zepeda set. Tevin was asking why every other championship fight on the card was drug tested. Why not me and Zepeda? I have so many questions I kept asking before the fight. They told me after the fight, oh, we were short-staffed. How? It was only 6 fights on the card. Why wasn't me and Zepeda drug tested? I asked multiple times in the locker room before we fought. They said after the fight. Still no test. I'm just saying boxing is dirty. You never know. Thank you to all my supporters. Now, I'm assuming he was tested in the build-up to the fight. I think Devin is suggesting that he took something maybe late the day of the weigh-in. I don't know what that would be. That would give you an advantage in such a short period from taking it. But we'll leave it there.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
no one
Can do it better.
Oscar Duarte, I didn't have him winning against Akhmedov. I had Akhmedov winning it.
Toe-to-toe battle again, people. Akhmedov a little cleverer, the way he's throwing his 1-2s. Duarte just ducking down, throwing big looping shots. But he is trying to get underneath the shots now. Good 1-2 by Duarte. Nice little left hook. Oh, great combo from Akhmedov. Nice 1-2. Akhmedov getting the better of the exchange. Big right hand by Duarte. Hardcore fight, people. This is no joke. Great right hand from AKHMEDOV. Duarte ate it well. Both men are waiting. They're not going to stiff AKHMEDOV, are they? Well, that's a bad decision. That's not good. That's not a good decision. I don't think Duarte won that, but that's who they gave it to. The Golden Boy man got it.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one.
can do it better.
Oscar COLLAZO versus Niam Trong. Unification at minimum weight, 105. I haven't seen Oscar COLLAZO before, but I was highly impressed. Highly impressed. Maybe performance of the night.
They need to watch him carefully. There it goes. Right hook. Beautiful counter. Let's see it again. As he throws his right hand, he gets countered. Got to use your jab. The check right hook was sweet. Got to use your jab. You can't throw punches like that against this guy. Well, let's not even talk about the point situation because it's a one-sided flogging right now. This guy's just going to be looking for another one of them counters. His legs are still unsteady, man. That was a hard shot, you know. His legs are still unsteady. He didn't see it coming. Them shots there will really hurt you. Didn't see it coming, man. Oh, dear, he's getting thump up. Down he goes. This man getting thump up. One-sided. Still 2 minutes on. I don't see how you get through this. Craftsman. This Oscar COLLAZO, nice, right? Made him miss that right hand, came with a counter. Just lucky that one didn't land. And that body attack. Oh! Wave that one off. That was a clinical display of boxing. That's a unification. Let's remember, that's a unification. So this guy was a champion. Who else is in that weight class? Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You got to be impressed with that. Yeah, you got Cotto, the Puerto Ricans. Cotto is my dude. Big up Cotto. Yeah, man. Nice performance. You got some skills. Some of that defense he was doing was beautiful, bruh. It was beautiful. I'm telling you, this kid is bad. I like that. I like that boxing, bruh. I like that boxing. Yeah, it was surgical, LT.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one.
can do it better.
We know that Boxer's current deal with Sky does expire soon. What do you think will happen come the end of it?
I don't see how Sky would renew their deal, honestly.
What could save Ben Shalom is Riyadh season. Riyadh season are picking up the tab for a lot of the bill that would be Sky Sports liability. That goes for Boxer, Matchroom, Queensbury, and whoever else has signed the pact. I think Top Rank have a deal with the Saudis as well, which is leading me to believe that they are going to head over to DAZN. Yeah, it's no point in signing that deal, and then when the ESPN deal expires, staying on ESPN. ESPN can't cover you. DAZN can cover you and cover the roster and make sure they're getting fights consistently. DAZN is the only player in town right now at the moment. Yes, a monopoly perhaps, but that's how it is right now. That might keep them in the game because it hasn't been going well when it comes crunch time to Ben Shalom. People can talk about Eddie Hearn losing 5-0 to Frank Warren, and it's not good. But the fact they are working together, that will mean Eddie will get a chance if, for example, Queensbury and Matchroom do another 5 versus 5. And Ben Shalom will get more chances to redeem himself also as he signed a deal with Riyadh season. That's why I don't think Sky will leave boxing. I think the Riyadh season deal will keep them there. That's been the best thing for boxing right now, that a lot of these promotions who have signed pacts with the Saudis don't have to worry about protecting their interests over cautiously with in-house cards. Don't have to do that right now. But it hasn't been a good period. On the Beterbiev Bivol undercard, Ben Shalom had Chris Eubank winning what is literally a sitter against Zeremeta. But Jack Massey, he crashed to Matchroom's Jai Opataya. Ben Whittaker didn't lose to Liam Cameron, but he didn't distinguish himself either. And Fraser Clark lost in the first round, getting his jaw and cheekbone and head dented at the hands of Fabio Wardley, Queensbury. And yesterday, Ben went back to Riyadh season, this time with Chris Billiam Smith, his WBO cruiserweight champion, who took on Zurdo Ramirez. Chris was considerably bigger than Zurdo, which for some reason I wasn't expecting. Maybe it's because I've seen Zurdo a lot bigger than the 168-pounders and light heavyweights he's faced. Chris started pretty well. Zurdo looked I don't want to say podgy, but he looked heavy. He didn't look as shredded as Chris, let's say. And Chris had a very good first round. Chris wasn't coming second in the first round. He was getting his shots off. And something happened. I don't know if Zurdo made the adjustments, but Chris seemed to switch off. And his boxing was way too basic. There's a couple of gears, isn't there, in boxing? Chris only had the walk down gear, and the walk down gear weren't too impressive. Zurdo was able to coordinate his attacks, not with blistering foot speed, but just enough foot speed to throw Chris off. And Chris didn't seem to know how to move to the side, away from punches. He walked in square every second and left punching opportunities for Zurdo, which he willingly took. Move your fucking head, Chris. His eye looked a mess, badly bruised up, swollen and bleeding. Zurdo was just the better boxer, bottom line. And he's now unified cruiserweight champion. He's got a good chin, he's got good fundamentals, and I don't think Chris won more than 2 or 3 rounds, at best. Zurdo got under the jab. He was able to push Billiam back, even though Billiam was the bigger man, and it was a wide points decision loss. The issue Ben may have with Riyadh season is he only has Lauren Price as a championship asset, so he doesn't have much to bargain with. We'll see what Sky decide to do. If Top Rank go over to DAZN, then Sky will lose all that content they're getting from Top Rank. A lot of big decisions and changes to be made in boxing next year.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
Dillian White returns to the ring on December the 15th in Gibraltar. He takes on the 36-year-old Ghanaian, 23-1, 20 inside the distance, Ebenezer Tete. Daniel Dubois blasted him out in 1 round in 2019. Easy work for Dillian. The promoter is Michael Ofo from Platform Sport. Thomas Carty, the Irish heavyweight, I believe is managed by Dillian. He's on the card. Mike Perezzi also makes an appearance. That's all the information I have on that one. The broadcast will be on what network? DAZN, of course. Yeah, it's on DAZN.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.